Yo guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we are doing our Premier League table predictions. We did our Championship table predictions last week, and now it's time for our Premier League predictions. If you think you're gonna enjoy this video, make sure to leave it a like, get subscribed, hit notifications, and comment down your Premier League predictions. So we can maybe react to some of them at the end of the season. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting out in 20th place, I'm going for Watford. Now, Watford have signed quite a few players. To name a few, so Danny Rose, Peter Etebo, Juraj Kaka, Emmanuel Dennis, Kwabwe Bar. They have signed quite a lot of players this season, Watford. But one thing with Watford, I think they're just lacking a load of wide players. Not in defence, they're quite solid there, but just going forward, they lack quite a lot of wide players. And you know, if the strikers aren't getting the support, then they're not going to score the goals. So that's why I put Watford down in 20th. Coming in at 19th, I've gone for Norwich. Norwich have signed 5 players. They've signed Billy Gilmore. They've signed Pierre Limelo, or however you pronounce it, I don't know. They've signed Josh Sargent, Milo Rashica, and they've also signed that Greek guy, Zolis, just today, I think. They have lost Emi Buendia, which is a big loss for them. But I do think Norwich will play some very positive football this year. But one thing that lets Norwich down is their defence. Their defence just isn't looking good. Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson don't really look like the best partnership in the Premier League, so that's why I put Norwich down in 19th. Now, coming in at 18th, the last relegation spot. This may be a controversial one. I've gone for Southampton. Now, Southampton, they've only signed Peru, a guy from the French league. We've signed Adam Armstrong from Blackburn, and you don't know if he's going to be good enough for the Premier League or not. And they've also signed one more player. They signed Orlando Broa on loan from Chelsea. But with Southampton, they've also lost Danny. That's a massive loss for them to Aston Villa. So yeah, and Adam Armstrong is not proven in the Premier League, so you don't know where the goals are gonna come from. So that's why I've put Southampton in 18th. Now, coming in at 17th, just surviving, I've gone for Brighton. Brighton have signed that really tall keeper from Ajax. I reckon Sanchez is still going to be the #1 for this season, though. They've also signed Mwepu, the Zambian forward from, I don't know where he came from, but yeah, seems decent. And they've also signed a youngster called Caicedo from somewhere, Colombian. So yeah, they have made decent signings so far, Brighton. And I reckon Neil Maupay and Danny Welbeck will just do enough to keep Brighton up. So that's why I put them in 17th. Coming in at 16th, I've gone for Burnley. Now, Burnley, they've only made one signing so far, the defender from Stoke, Nathan Collins. But Burnley just seem to do it every year. They always know how to stay up. So yeah, just reckon we're going to do it again, finishing 16th. Now, 15th, I've gone for Brentford. Now, I have changed my mind on Brentford. Like, if you would ask me like a few weeks ago, I would say Brentford finishing bottom. There's no way they're surviving. But we've actually got quite a few players with quite a lot of pedigree in their squad. As for signings, they've signed Ayer from Celtic. He's a centre-back, I believe. Decent signing that. We signed Onyenka from Midtjylland. Don't know too much about him. Pete Harris, the youngster from Chelsea, again, don't know too much about him. And Yoa Wissa from Lorient, which us Bristol City were actually linked with him 2 years ago. So yeah, scored 10 goals in the French league last year. So yeah, looks like a decent signing. But yeah, they have got quite a lot of players with quite a load of pedigree, I think, Brentford. So that's why I've actually got them to survive and finish in 15th in the table. Coming in at 14th, I've gone for Wolves. Now, Wolves are under a new manager in Bruno Lage. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. They have lost Rui Patricio to Roma, but they've also signed Jose Sarr from Olympiacos. Olympiacos, don't know too much about him, but sounds like a decent player. I mean, he's played for Olympiacos. He must be decent. Trincao on loan from Barcelona. Seems a decent signing. Who else they signed? Yeah, they've signed Mosquera, a youngster from somewhere. I don't know too much about him. But yeah, Wolves, big thing with them is Raul Jimenez is back from his injury. So yeah, that's massive for them. And yeah, I just think we're going to have an alright season, really, finishing 14th. Coming in at 13th, I've got Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace are also under a new manager in Patrick Vieira. He came over from Nice in the French league. Now, Crystal Palace have just signed a load of players. Signed Remy Matthews, a goalkeeper from Sunderland. Obviously, I think Guaita will still be the number one. But also, they've signed Joachim Andersen from Lyon. He was on loan at Fulham last year. He's a very good defender. Mark Guayi, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but he's came over from Chelsea. But last year, he was out on loan at Swansea, and he did very well. At Swansea, made it to all the way to the playoff final, but unfortunately lost 2-0 to Brentford. And we've also signed Elise from Reading. Elise was very good in the Championship last year, getting 12 assists and also 7 goals. So yeah, Crystal Palace, with the signs they've made and the players they already have, like Eze, Zaha, I just think they'll survive comfortably in 13th. Moving into 12th, I've gone for Newcastle. Now, Newcastle have got Freddie Woodman back from his loan at Swansea. Now, that is going to feel like a signing, but I still think Dubravka is going to be the number one, even though Woodman is a top goalkeeper. And they're looking to get Joe Willock. That's pretty much done now. So if they get him, he will score the goals to push Newcastle up to mid-table. So yeah, that's where I think Newcastle finish in 12th. Coming in at 11th, I've gone for Everton. This may be controversial, but Everton, they've made some really underwhelming signings. You know, Asmir Begovic from Bournemouth, he's not going to get any game time. Jordan Pickford's going to be number one. Damari Gray from Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, he wasn't that great when he was with Leicester in the Premier League, wasn't he? So, yeah. And also, Andros Townsend, he's basically past it now. He's aging a little bit. And, yeah, Everton are also under the new management of Rafa Benitez, the ex-Liverpool manager. It'll be interesting to see how that goes with with Rafa Benitez being an ex-Liverpool manager and saying lots of bad things about Everton. But yeah, for me, Everton have made really underwhelming signings, and just, yeah, they'll finish in 11th for me. People have got them higher, but yeah, I don't see it personally. So coming in at 10th, I've got Leeds. Now Leeds, they've signed a massive player, Junior Firpo from Barcelona. That's a very good player, that. Apart from that, we have signed anyway, but that is a good signing. And just, yeah, I just think it's going to be a good season for them, finishing slap bang in the middle of 10th. So, yeah. 9th, coming in at 9th, I've gone for West Ham. People are predicting them to finish lower. They've signed that Areola guy on loan from PSG. He was at Fulham last year. He was really good. When Fulham unfortunately couldn't stay up. But yeah, people are thinking we're going to finish a little bit lower, but nah. I think West Ham will challenge for Europe again and finish in 9th. Just unfortunately missing out on Europe. 8th place, I've got Arsenal. Again, people are thinking we're going to finish higher, but their signings are just so underwhelming. Like Everton, really. Ben White, I reckon he will flop in the Premier League. 50 million, like, he's definitely not 50 worth that much. Nuno Tavares from Benfica, we don't know anything about him. And Albert Lokonga from the Belgian League, I'm pretty sure, again, we don't know anything about him. So Arsenal, like Everton, have made really underwhelming signings, and they will not get Europe this year. they'll finish in 8th place. Coming in at 7th, we've got Spurs. Now Spurs, the whole Kane situation is just, a really big thing at the moment. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go to Man City? They have signed Golini, goalkeeper on loan from Atalanta. He will challenge Hugo Lloris for that #1 spot, I'm sure. They've also signed Christian Romero from Atalanta after Toby Alderweireld has departed to join the team in Qatar. So yeah, he seems like a decent centre-back. And they've also signed Brian Gil from Real Betis to replace Lamela, who I'm pretty sure is going to Roma. I'm not too sure. But yeah, Brian Gil seems like a decent player. Yeah, 7th Spurs for me. That'll be qualification for your Europa Conference League again. So yeah, coming in at 6th, this is a bold prediction, but I'm going for Aston Villa. Yes, they have lost Jack Grealish to Man City for 100 million, but look at the signings they've made. Oh my God. Leon Bailey from Bayer Leverkusen, Emi Buendia from Norwich, Axel Tuanzebe is back on loan from Man United after him being there for the 18-19 season when they got promoted. And yeah, Aston Villa already have a good squad. Emi Martinez in goal, one of the best keepers in the league. I do reckon they will get Europe this year and finish in 6th. Coming in at 5th, just missing out on the top 4 again, it is Leicester. Leicester have made 3 signings. They've signed Ryan Bertrand from Southampton. They've signed Soumare from Lille, who just won the French league. And they've also signed Patson Daka from Salzburg. So they made some decent signings, but again, if you compare their team to the rest of the teams in the top 4, I think the quality is just a little bit below the teams in the top 4, which is why I think Leicester will miss out on top 4 again and finish 5th, qualifying for the Europa League instead of Champions League. Coming in to the top 4, this is where all the big teams are at. 4th place, I'm going for Liverpool. Liverpool have signed Konate from RB Leipzig. Almost forgot where he came from then. But yeah, they've also got Robertson out. Not really ideal, but yeah, Liverpool finished 4th. Haven't really made too many signings. Yeah, but they all qualified for Champions League. 3rd place, I'm going for Man United. Man United have signed Varane from Real Madrid. They've made 2 very good signings. Varane from Real Madrid and Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. But Rashford is set to miss like the first 12 weeks of the season, which is very not ideal for us. If you don't know, my favourite team in the Premier League is Man United. So yeah, I reckon we'll finish 3rd. Going to be another season with Ollie that we don't win a trophy. So yeah, I think it'll probably be an underachieving season. So yeah, 3rd place Man United. 2nd place, just missing out on the title, I've gone for Chelsea. Now Chelsea have signed Marcus Bettinelli from Fulham, goalkeeper, but we don't really need to worry about that. The signing that we need to focus on the most is Romelu Lukaku is back in the Premier League. 89.5 mil, I think this bought in for from Inter Milan. Yeah, he's gonna tear up the Premier League once again. I think he's gonna be the 2nd best striker in the league behind Harry Kane. And yeah, just Chelsea, they'll finish 2nd. Unluckily, missing out on the title to 1st place, Man City. Of course, they win it every year. They have too much quality. Even though De Bruyne and Foden's going to be out for the first few weeks of the season, they still have a lot of quality. Jack Grealish, 100 mil, quality player. They might get Harry Kane again, quality player. Just quality everywhere you look across the pitch for Man City. And that is why they win the league once again. Probably win the EFL Cup as well. And yeah, let's see if Pep finally wins the treble. I mean, don't think he will, but anything is possible. So yeah, Man City first. And that wraps up for my predictions, guys. Leave your table predictions in the comments down below so we can react to them at the end of the season. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.